at around $45 a barrel. That's a 4-month low. Lots of data out today. Americans made more money in June. Personal income's up 0.4%, but we spend less of it, with consumer spending up by only half that amount that same month. That's the smallest increase in 4 months. U.S. construction spending that same month inching up just 0.1%, while U.S. manufacturing slipped a little bit lower in June. But July was another terrific month for auto sales. The industry is now on pace to sell 17.5 million units this year, thanks to big demand for pickup trucks, SUVs, and Jeeps. Sales at Ford up 5% last month. Sales at GM and Fiat Chrysler both up more than 6%. I'm Tom Busby, CNBC.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish and see what real value is. Call 877-249-6988. You can also save a bundle when you combine DishNet high-speed internet with your TV service. Call 877-249-6988. Programming starting as little as $29.99, plus access to thousands of movies and TV shows. Stream to your TV, smartphone, or tablet. Call 877-249-6988. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get Dish today.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Good afternoon, 2:03. Poorman show coming up next. Meantime, let's check out your weather. Sunny and nice throughout most of the week, cooling down as the week progresses. Highs today about 92. Overnight lows 67. Currently, we've maxed out at 93 degrees here in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive, you've got some stop-and-go traffic on the 15 northbound between the 60 and Harupa Street, and that's as you make your way through Ontario. Also in Ontario, the 15 north is a bit slow from, I already said that, from 60 to Harupa. South is slow from the 10 to Harupa. So both sides in that vicinity. Also in Hesperia, stop-and-go traffic. You know how it gets in the afternoons on the Cajon Pass, the southbound side. Well, it's happening again right now. Very, very slow. And that is from the 395 Oak Hills Road. So expect some delays in that area for no particular reason, just the construction that's underway in that area. Also, let's see, we've got a little bit of slowness going on between Sierra to the 215 also on that 15 stretch. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, Kcaa 1050 AM.
You've heard her on The Poor Man Show talking about mastering women, which just so happens to be the title of her latest book. Now get ready to listen and talk to Linda Gross, the expert on gender differences and the men's advocate. Write this number down to call in to talk to Linda, 888-909-1050. Every Wednesday afternoon, 4 o'clock Pacific, it's the Men's Advocate Show with Linda Gross, 888-909-1050. Let's talk, where men can be men, on Kcaa 1050 AM.
Who needs friends or Facebook when you have KCAA's Rant Line? You can get it all out at 909-353-1050 with no interruptions. Do you want to tell us how much you're learning from Dave Ramsey?
keep your expenses down when you're a student.
Maybe you stink. You can't take a shower at your place and you really need to.
Working down there at the largest online retailer in the United States, and they had me unloading them trucks. I sure need a shower.
Perhaps you're having money issues.
Motel 6 ejector rates up. It used to be like $42. Now they're up to $59. Got about $4,000 in the bank, but working part-time, I don't want to whittle into that. Might need it later.
Whatever you need to get off your chest, we are here for you. Give us a call on the rant line at 909-353-1050 and rant. We'll listen, we won't interrupt, and we may even play your rant on this station that leaves no listener behind. Kcaa 1050 AM.
KCAA proudly presents The Poorman Show.
On the line right now, three of the guys, Billy Bob Thornton, who I've known since the late 80s, and I even know some deep, dark secrets about him. Right, Billy Bob?
Yes, you do, sir.
It's time for
Radio Hidden Back.
I am very happy to welcome into the studio the Cottonmouth King. Okay, we got somebody else. Hold on here. Let's get somebody else on here. Hello? Okay.
I think you need to get a little angry or frustrated like you did before. You don't have to do the dead air stick, but maybe come up with something different.
You know, I've thought about it, and I think you might be single, and I was thinking you and I would probably get along pretty well if we dated, so I wouldn't mind asking.
I live in New York.
So do I. I live in New York and in L.A.
Oh, do you? Well, aren't you clever?
He started moaning. I'm like,
and
ew,
what was he? And he was this
gross.
is as he massaged your feet.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my god, that's so gross. I'm like, sorry, I can't do this.
Have you always been into guns?
Yeah, but I've been from California, so it's kind of stifled. You know, you can't own anything cool there, and you know the laws are pretty strict, and you can't really shoot them anywhere.
I'm telling you right now what's gonna happen.
You really never know what's gonna happen. Here's the Poorman.
I like it, Pat Matthews, the new intro. We've been on for 7 months now, so there's a lot of stuff that's happened here. It's been absolutely, completely crazy. If you're watching the Ustream, insanely enough, 8 days after I thought I'd been evicted from my New York place, I'm back in New York. It's, this life is nuts. That's all I can say. Apparently, I have not been evicted. So what I told the landlord, I called him up, and it's so expensive rent here. And I just said, look, I'm not trying to get out of paying you guys 6 months rent, but look, give me a week, and I'm going to try to come up with a way where I can pay you off. Of course, I have no idea. So I've been asking everybody, how do you make up 15 to 20 grand in like a week? And there's Loan Me commercials on there. Thought about that. Just maybe get one of those loans, but that could take you into the dumps. Who knows? But I still have so much stuff here in this New York place, so I'm going to pack it up, and I don't anticipate I'll be able to keep my place, but I'm here for a week. So what I was going to say, and then we'll get to Huntington Henry's Beach Report, is we still have the GoFundMe account. If you go there, you can actually donate it to the poor cause. And for $25, I'll give you a free ad on the radio. I've done that with, of course, Matt Boyce, who has produced my new YouTube channel, which is called Adventures with Poorman. So if you go to YouTube, Adventures with Poorman, you can see me making a complete idiot of myself, drunk as snot, at the Berlin 4019's concert. And also, one of the deals is for the $25, you get mentioned on the air, you get a commercial, and you get to be on the New York Poor Palace Glory Wall. Behind me, you can't really see it on Ustream, but it's got Matt's website, which is verbalhamradio.com. So anybody else who wants to do that, I'll put you up on the Glory Wall for a week. Switch the Glory Wall to Southern California if I have to. Just go to YouFundMe, and you'll see all the different plans where you can donate to the poor cause and then get all kinds of advertising deals. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, we take you to Huntington Beach, California, and the Surf Report with Huntington Henry. Hit it!
Thanks, Poorman. The U.S. Open's open.
No.
Oh, okay.
Huntington Henry.
Thanks, Matthew. Is that it? Okay. Hey, the U.S. Open is over. You missed it, poor man. So many bikinis down at the beach there, but you know what? I got them for you on my video. I got the full men's final heat. They were sitting around a lot, and I got to thinking, hey, what am I watching these guys sitting around for? So I put on the voyeur mode on my video camera, and it's uploading right now to my YouTube channel, Henry's Surf Showcase, full heat, men's final. You can check it out probably later on tonight, plus all the hottest bikini action on the beach. Right now, we're looking at upper 70s to a few 80s. There are some high clouds increasing this afternoon. The wind is light onshore, only about 5 to 8 miles an hour. And our sunset 7:50 p.m. Sunrise about 6:05 a.m. Winds calm in the morning. Some clouds. Air temperatures only upper 60s to 70. That's our lower air temperatures. And the next few days, we're looking at those temperatures on the sand topping off about 80 degrees. Surf very small, 1 to 2, occasional 3 in the Ventura County lines in the beach, Malibu. Venice has 1 to 3, a little onshore wind there. Water temperature 70s, and South Bay only 1 to 2. Huntington Beach very small, 1 to maximum 3. Newport, Salt Creek. Same situation, 70 degrees in the water, lower Trestles Oceanside, 2 to 3, maximum 4, and they're in the low 70s in the water. So the water's feeling pretty good. Forecast for the surf, slight increase from the south next couple days. Visit my YouTube channel, Henry Surf Showcase. I'll have that U.S. Open men's final, plus all the hottest bikini girls this year's contest, and it should be in there, uploading right now at Henry Surf Showcase YouTube. All small letters, all one word. Back to you, poor guy, or poor man.
Henry's Surf Showcase on YouTube. Go to that and then go to Adventures with Poorman, also my new YouTube channel. Henry, before you go, anyway, I want to welcome everybody to the show. And with me, in case you aren't following the show on a regular basis, is Huntington Henry. He does a surf report for all of Southern California. Every day I'm on the air. And Henry and I, it would be safe to say you and I always don't agree on everything, right?
Well, I don't know. Like what?
Well, I wanted to bring this up because I felt the listeners should know about this. One thing you think was really wrong is when I was hosting the concert in Temecula with Berlin and the 4019s, I got really drunk and was actually on the stage hosting the show inebriated, and you told me you didn't think that was good.
Hey, you know what? I got to give you credit. You really held up really good with that chugging contest. You hold your booze really good, but yeah, you kept going and going. You were really slugging those bottles by the end of the night. So yeah, you maxed out.
Okay, that, by the way, it was a wine chugging contest because we were doing this event at a winery. But why don't you be honest with the listeners? What did I say or what did I do that made you say you need to be sober when you're hosting the show?
Well, it was just we were doing all the interviews and stuff, and then you started getting kind of a foul mouth, and it was hard to. But you said, "Oh, just edit it out." It's really hard to edit that stuff out, And other than that, dude, I got it. Like I said, I got to give you credit. You held your booze better than most, or almost all people.
Henry,
you got maxed out.
Henry.
Yeah.
What was my foul mouth thing that I did?
Well, you were cussing and swearing, and then you seemed to get pretty. I don't know. And then I don't know. You were hanging out at the girls' bathroom. I thought that was kind of weird. No.
Yeah, that's actually on the video at Adventures with Poorman. I was, yes, but
that guy was altercation with that guy, huh?
No, he came up and he sort of attacked me, I thought. But here's the other thing is that, huh?
He was smashed too, that guy. I heard it on the tape there.
Right, and as far as the foul mouth, that was just while you were bootlegging illegally the video of Berlin's performance.
Well, you know what? There were no video signs. I got permission from the promoter. They set me up a spot. I haven't released it. I haven't posted it. So as far as I'm concerned, and I try to contact them on the Facebook. They haven't got back to me. Right now, it's just a personal video I shot. I haven't.
No. It's
about it as far as I'm concerned.
It's totally okay. But the thing is that when I was drunk, it didn't have anything to do with being on stage introducing bands or the show, though, did it?
You weren't drunk by then. You were just a little buzzed. I thought you did one of your best announcing performances I've ever heard you do, ever.
My point is, if you're at a gig and you're hosting the gig, I absolutely want to get drunk and smash and have fun. I mean,
cool.
The gig was at a winery, and yes, I used a little bit of foul mouth. I said I wanted to F some 50-year-old chick or something, right? Was that who I was referring to?
A couple times, but I got no problem. I'm not a party pooper.
Right. So I got to disagree with you, Henry. I don't think I should be sober at these things. I think, look, if you're going to a party, I mean, I guess there's a couple different points here. If you were hosting the Academy Awards, you wouldn't be getting drunk. But if you're doing an event at a winery where people are drinking the whole time, this is the problem with what goes on in society. Everybody is so perfectly proper. Okay, I got smashed. I ran my mouth off. I had some guy who called me a joke and we were talking on camera. But at the end of the day, I honestly don't. Okay, so what? So what? I made an idiot of myself.
Oh, nobody does that, do they?
You know what? It's all good with me, but I wasn't paid anything, not even one penny to get there, and I'm the video guy, so like I kind of need a clean videotape. I mean, I'm spending all that time getting out there, and when you cuss and swear on the video camera, and I really can't edit that out. So
But how long did I cuss and swear on there? How long? Hello, Henry.
Yes.
How in terms of time, how long was I cussing and swearing on the video camera?
Pretty much every interview I got you on. I mean, I think the trick nowadays, anybody can cuss and swear. I think the trick nowadays is not to do it. I think that's the next thing.
But most of the time when you were there, you were shooting the band's performance. You were supposed to come out and shoot me. You were shooting the band's performance. I'm not saying I didn't do that, but I don't think you and I did very many interviews. And afterwards, we were going to interview Terry Nunn, and I guess she saw that I was smashed, and I guess somebody in the band said, "Don't do the interview with Poorman." And honestly, going to that winery, I didn't have any intention of interviewing her on a video anyway, because I'd already interviewed her for an hour on this radio show. So,
well, where I'm coming from is basically we talked about it a little bit. Maybe we need to talk about it some more. But I pretty much got everything you wanted me to get. I got you on the first 4019 announcing. I got you on the Berlin announcing. We did some interviews with Pat and Di. So I pretty much got everything. And I got a thing that probably we should have talked about. When the band starts, I don't want to be running around with a video camera distracting the band while they're playing. I think it's annoying, and I had a problem with that, but we couldn't discuss it. It was kind of loud and everything. But I got everything we agreed to get, and I got it.
Well, you know what? Listen, let's just agree to disagree. But the point I'm trying to make, and I would welcome if somebody wants to call the show, or you can always tweet me. That's the thing. Since I lost my cell phone in New York in a cab with the Nepalese cab driver who said he sent it back, and I haven't gotten it yet. The best thing to do is to tweet me, and my Twitter is @Poorman1. Any comments you want, or if you want to call the show, is it wrong that I was smashed drunk and had a foul mouth at a concert? The number is 888-909-1050, 888-909-1050. Now, when we come back, I am going to talk about my feelings about Donald Trump running for president. He is a top Republican candidate so far. Should I or should I not endorse Donald Trump? That's coming up next.
Have a question or a comment? Then you can send a tweet to the Poor Man via Twitter. @Poorman1 is his Twitter account. That's @Poorman, the number 1. So send your tweets or follow the Poor Man @Poorman, the number 1 on Twitter.
Hi, you guys. Poorman here. You know how much I love to party, get drunk, make a fool out of myself, but all in all, have a good time with my friends. For that reason, I'm throwing my own party. Join me Friday night, August 28th at Scotia Monahan's in Costa Mesa for the biggest end-of-summer beach party in Orange County. No dress code for this event, obviously. There will be big-time live bands performing. I'll announce those soon. Drink specials, and yes, the unlimited free Scotia Monahan's signature garlic cheese bread. So spread the word, tell your friends, and make your plans now to be there at Scotia Monahan's, Newport Boulevard and 20th Street in Costa Mesa for the biggest end-of-summer beach party, Friday night, August 28th, hosted by me, the Poor Man. Go to ScotiaMonahans.com for more information, and stay tuned for what's going to happen that night. It's going to be unbelievable.
It's all a part of the Poor Man World Tour, so be there at Scotia Monahan's Friday night, August 28th. When I say Wave Tools, you think surfboards, right? But not just any surfboards. We're talking boards that just work better. Since Lance Collins polished off his first surfboard in 1969, Wave Tools has been cranking out the best boards money can buy for all of SoCal and beyond. Come check out what a real surf shop is all about. Real surfers hanging out any time of day at Wave Tools Surfboards. Customize that new board with a look that screams you. Wave Tools Surfboard in Costa Mesa. Go to wavetoolssurf.com or call 949-631-0887. The crew is ready to assist you. 949-631-0887. Are you starting a business, have a business, but need to help ensure it's operating compliant with the law? Do you have business contracts with other parties that need to be reviewed to ensure they're protected and you avoid costly litigation? At the law offices of Michael W. Brown, we specialize in providing legal advice to businesses to ensure they succeed. Our firm can help you select the correct business structure, such as a corporation, LLC, or partnership. If your business needs a contract prepared or reviewed, we can help. The law offices of Michael W. Brown has over 20 years' experience providing practical and cost-effective legal advice to small, medium, and large businesses.
I'm Michael Brown, and my firm has helped our clients get their businesses off to the right start, grow, and be successful. We represent businesses of all sizes, large, medium, small, and even the individual. Our firm has experience in a variety of industries, including medical and healthcare, manufacturing, distribution, and telecommunications, and I know I can help your business as well.
Now you can have your own legal department for your business, ready when you are at a fraction of the cost. Initial consultations are always free. Call us at 949-636-8128 or visit us at mwb-law.net. If you'd like to talk to the Poor Man, give him a call at 888-909-1050. That's 888-909-1050. More of the Poor Man coming up.
And the controversy rages on. Is it right to host a gig and get absolutely SH-faced? Get drunk, party your butt off. You know, this is the problem these days with social media and everything else. And listen, I'm not putting down Henry and his thoughts. He thought it was awful I got drunk. And I listened back and I said I wanted to F some woman that I had met. And that didn't make me too proud. But on the other hand, what are you going to do? Live your life in a bubble? And everybody, there's an agent who won't sign me because he's running for like mayor of some city, and to be associated with you is horrible, and he's upset mostly because I do a TV show called Poor Man's Bikini Beach. Anyway, we got Mike on the line, the guy keeper of the Ustream, and he's actually from Boston, and I call him Mushmouth Mike, and he wants to kill me, but he's one of the most loyal fans we have here on the show. Mike.
You better not call me Mushmouth, because the reason is I have called you out there. I really endorse Donald Trump. And during after your Donald Trump attack, we're going to attack 15 other Republicans. It's going to have personal Republican questions, has no political experience to running for the presidency of the United States of America.
So you're a Donald Trump supporter?
Correct.
Okay, since you're on here, anybody else can jump in. 888-909-1050. There's 17 Republican candidates.
Correction. 16. Donald Trump was the 12th of 16.
Did you say erection or correction?
Correction.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure.
17.
Okay, so anyway, there's 15, you said, right?
16. 1-6.
All right, okay. This is my feeling about Donald Trump. I was sort of all in there. I thought, well, this is refreshing. The guy is honest. He speaks his mind. He doesn't care what other people think. And then I thought to myself, all right, there is something really wrong about Donald Trump. And here's where I really can't support him. Donald Trump, and Mike, you can chime in on this. To me, the guy was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, meaning the guy has been rich his entire life. And so if you're some poor person living in some inner city and you've grown up in poverty, do you really think Donald Trump can relate to you? I mean, yes. No, he's rich. He's never suffered.
Unbelievable. I still disagreements out there. I've been a Donald Trump all my stinking life.
Yeah, but the thing is, did you grow up in poverty? I mean, let's say you're in the...
Trust me. You'll see.
It's not whether he'll win or not. He might win. But do you think the common man in America who can't pay his next paycheck, that Donald Trump can relate to what he's going through? I'm not saying Donald Trump isn't a good businessman, but Donald Trump grew up with a dad who was a real estate developer. So he's always had money. He now has all these Trump towers. He lives in affluence. He's dated beautiful women. Has he ever suffered a day in his life? So yeah, for like the media, he had Celebrity Apprentice, made $230 million, I guess, off that. He's done regular Apprentice. But my contention is, I don't think he can relate to the common man of America. Do you think somebody who's living in the Bronx in New York, and I'd say New York because I'm here right now, do you think somebody who doesn't have any money at all is in the Bronx sitting there going, yeah, Donald Trump, yeah, a guy with so much money? I mean, could you picture Donald Trump in South Central LA visiting people that grew up with nothing? The difference is, I'll tell you what, Bill Clinton, when he grew up, he had a tough upbringing. I guess he had a single mother. He didn't grow up with a lot of money. The same with Obama. I'm not saying you have to live in poverty per se, but I think Donald Trump, at the end of the day, is too sheltered to be president of the United States. That's nothing against him. I love his honesty. I think he's kind of entertaining. He's refreshing. But who's saying that? These are people that have a lot of money. I would say a lot of white middle class or upper middle class people. And if they're not white, they have money already. But just a common man of America, I'm just not buying it. I can't buy that they're thinking Donald Trump's the dude. It just doesn't make any sense. But then who is the dude? Even this guy, one of the guys running, the Latino guy, and again on my radio show, I don't know all the facts about everything, and I don't claim to. I'm not Mr. Politics. I'm not Mr. Smooth. I'm Mr. Dysfunctional half the time. But Mario Rubio, I guess that's his name. He's Latin, but it seems to me his problem is he's trying to be too Republican. Why don't you just be Latino and really, and again, I'm not Latino, but to me it seems like he needs to be more surrounded by his roots and more sort of, I'd say, involved in his upbringing. I just don't buy it with Trump, though. If anybody else has an opinion, give me a call, 888-909-1050. If nobody calls, I'll assume you all agree with me, 888-909-1050. Or you can tweet me at Poorman1. That's at Poorman and the number 1. So that's the way I'm going to try and communicate with everybody. Hopefully that'll work. But it just came in my mind yesterday about this whole thing with Donald Trump. That's the reason. He's been rich his entire life. He's been born with a silver spoon. Anyway, that's pretty much about it. We're going to take another break right now. And then if anybody wants to call in and give us your opinion on Trump, if you don't, no big deal. And we'll be back after this with, I'm going to talk to you about, oh gosh, how about, we're going to talk about Ronda Rousey. She's a badass. Also, should James Holm get the death penalty? Will and Jada divorcing, Legionnaire's disease, on and on and on.
If you'd like to talk to the poor man, give him a call. at 888-909-1050. That's 888-909-1050. More of The Poor Man coming up. Have you seen 4K video? And you thought HD was the bomb? 4K is the next great adventure in visual entertainment, and Kcaa Fallon, singer, songwriter, and film producer, is set to launch his latest music video, City Lights, in 4K. Here's a sample. See the video for the first time on August 4th on YouTube in 4K. Also on Vivo, iTunes, and Xbox Videos. The new Kcaa Fallon video starring actress Taylor Felicity, City Lights. Remember the premiere date, August 4th. The 4K video release of City Lights. Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nickel Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nickel Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nickel Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenickelshopper.com for all the details, 760-646-3654. The Nickel Shopper, coming soon to the IE. This may come as a surprise, but Beatles-orama is in its 15th year of keeping the Beatles alive for a new generation. If you spent any time in the 60s, or if you're smart enough to know it was the coolest era for music, you're going to love us. Just go to BeatlesOrama.com and the player should start right up. We're also available on TuneIn, iTunes, Windows Media, and more. Once you tune in, you'll be hooked. Plus, you can join our Facebook fan club and follow us on Twitter. Be sure to bookmark it. BeatlesOrama.com. Have a question or a comment? Then you can send a tweet to the Poor Man via Twitter. @PoorMan1 is his Twitter account. That's @PoorMan, the number 1. So send your tweets or follow the Poor Man @PoorMan, the number 1 on Twitter.
Is Donald Trump qualified to be president? I am not a politician. I don't sit there and look at the trends. Nobody's going to ever hire me to be on CNN. And you know what? I don't give a rat's ass. But I don't think he should be president because the guy is rich. He's not going to hang out with you unless you're also rich. I mean, he comes off cool as a celebrity, but to be the president of the United States, I think you need somebody who has some grit, somebody who's been through some tough times, somebody that'll have a beer with somebody who can't even afford to pay the rent. I guess we've got Video Dave on the line. And you know, the planes keep swirling overhead, Video Dave, so you better get right to it. Video Dave, what's going on?
Yeah, I see you're drunk again as usual, but that's common for you. Listen, go back and look at the last 9 presidents we had. All of them were very, very wealthy. Because Donald Trump gets a lot of publicity doesn't necessarily mean that he's any different than any of our other past 9 presidents. But look at the Bushes, for example.
Oh, Video Dave, no. Oh, how could that happen? We were just getting into the analysis. That just seems like that. The planes and the bombs just find Video Dave. Oh, man. Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to do the rest of this show today. I'm so upset. Can we bring him back, please? All right. Zombie Wolf is on the line to talk about whether Donald Trump is qualified to be president. Zombie Wolf, you are not a rich man.
But I'm a pot-smoking Republican.
Right. Well, that's not unusual these days.
No, I think the older you get, the more conservative you become. You know,
unless you're the poor man.
Well,
you think I'm conservative?
You know, yeah, I vote Republican across the line. I think Trump is kind of like a new Thoreau. You know, is he qualified? Yeah, I think he's qualified to be president, but nobody will work with him.
Yeah, Zombie Wolf, your phone just sounds like garbled garbage. You need to call me back.
Okay.
Because honestly, it sounds like an omelet is brewing. So give me a call back, and you can definitely talk about Donald Trump. Now, I'm trying to think what I want to talk about next. There's a lot of stuff. How about Jared from Subway? Jared and his big sausage sandwich, wanting to actually get a sausage sandwich from a 16-year-old girl in Indiana. There's a story going around that Jared, I mean, this is so unbelievable. Jared from Subway. Who do you feel is more trustworthy than Jared from Subway? This guy you figure is a virgin. Anyway, he's paying for sex with a 16-year-old girl. But in Indiana, that is the legal age, 16, to have sex. So apparently a franchisee of Subway, he talked to whoever that was and was organizing to pay for sex with a 16-year-old girl. And I guess there were texts going back and forth. And so you knew when there was a computer in Jared's house and when the feds raided his house, you couldn't figure he was further behind. And, you know, that's what happens. You get famous, you get tempted by anything. And I guess, you know, that's why I should start thinking about not drinking when I'm hosting gigs, because who knows? I may find Mr. Announcer Pat Matthews very hot and enter him from the back door. But that's nuts. Will Smith and Jada divorcing, not surprising. I bet they have not had sex in probably 5 years. We have me. I don't even know if I want to mention this, but okay. So Friday, I'm coming back to New York on Virgin Airlines, which if you fly, I fly a lot between New York and LA. Everybody thinks I'm rich. Trust me, I'm not. My parents don't have a huge trust fund for me. They're not super wealthy. At one time, my dad was. And I'm just basically doing this on fumes. I had a gig here in New York that I came back for that paid for the plane ticket so I could also pack up the rest of my stuff before probably getting evicted from this incredible pad. It's way better than my Newport pad. It's just a better place, but Newport's a better location. So I go onto the plane. This is just miraculous. And those of you who have listened to the show, you know I haven't gotten laid in 12 years. So if it's been so long that you cannot possibly be on your game, you cannot possibly recognize when you have a game. I walk on and there's a woman in first class, a really hot looking woman goes, Jim. My real name, poor man's real name, Jim. I go, oh, hi. And I couldn't recognize this girl. Anyway, she goes, it's Angela. And I go, Angela. And then I'm going, oh my God, no way. And she's sitting, there's only 4 seats in first class in Virgin. She's a street artist that if you follow my career, just a beautiful, gorgeous girl who is an incredible artist. And she's flying from LA back to New York on the same flight I am. Anyway, to make a long story short, she goes, hey, I'll talk to you afterwards. And there's a guy next to her. I figured, oh, it's got to be her boyfriend, because how is she flying first class? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, after the flight, she comes up to me and she goes, hey, you want to share a cab back to Manhattan? Because you got to take a cab ride from JFK. It's about $52. I go, yeah, for sure. So then we get the cab first goes to her place, and she goes, you want to come inside? And I'm thinking, yeah. And so I hadn't run yet. I got to run every day, but I didn't care. I would have blown out the day of running. So she invites me into her little pad and shows me all this art she's done. She said she sold a painting for $30,000. And the next thing you know, I'm in there in her pad. And then finally she says, I'm getting tired. And I leave. I said, okay, well, I said, okay, well, you're probably sleepy. Yeah, thanks a lot. And I leave. And so yesterday I just really started stressing and thought, could I have stayed at her house or not? And I think I'm going to get together with her again on Wednesday, but I'm wondering if I blew an opportunity here just because I haven't had sex in so long. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out at you guys. Okay, when we come back, I'm interviewing one of my neighbors here in New York about shampooing his hair, and you won't even believe what kind of shampoo this guy uses. It's for sure the cheapest shampoo you can get anywhere, and that's coming up next here as the Poor Man Show rolls along.
Have a question or a comment? Then you can send a tweet to the Poor Man via Twitter. @PoorMan1 is his Twitter account. That's @PoorMan, the number 1. So send your tweets or follow the Poor Man @PoorMan, the number 1 on Twitter.
Hi, you guys. Poor Man here. You know how much I love to party, get drunk, make a fool out of myself, but all in all, have a good time with my friends. For that reason, I'm throwing my own party. Join me Friday night, August 28th at Scotia Monahan's in Costa Mesa for the biggest end-of-summer beach party in Orange County. No dress code for this event, obviously. There will be big-time live bands performing. I'll announce those soon. Drink specials, and yes, the unlimited free Scotia Monahan's signature garlic cheese bread. So spread the word, tell your friends, and make your plans now to be there at Scotia Monahan's, Newport Boulevard and 20th Street in Costa Mesa for the biggest end-of-summer beach party, Friday night, August 28th, hosted by me, the Poor Man. Go to ScotiaMonahans.com for more information, and stay tuned for what's going to happen that night. It's going to be unbelievable.
It's all a part of the Poor Man World Tour, so be there at Scotia Monahan's Friday night, August 28th.
Too many men are wimps.
Linda Gross loves men. Bet that got your attention. Linda is a men's advocate who has helped many men get their balls back. And she can help you. Her proven coaching techniques will skyrocket your confidence and boost you into action in 4 sessions or less. Stop being stupid with girls, in business, or dump a lifelong problem. Go to themensadvocate.com or email Linda info@themensadvocate.com. Mention the Poor Man Show and get 15 minutes free. Also, pick up Linda's book, Mastering Women, on Amazon. Get the straight talk from the woman who knows. If you'd like to talk to the Poor Man, give him a call at 888-909-1050. That's 888-909-1050. More of the Poor Man coming up.
All right, we are back. It is a Monday. I got in trouble for doing a parody of a guy I used to work with on another radio station, and that name will not be revealed again. And I've got another one. I think I could do a parody on somebody else. So I'm just wondering if we can do parodies anymore. Because I'm good at mimicking people. Pretty much anybody. I'm like a parrot. I can do it. Not perfectly, but at least decent enough so you get an idea of who it is. Except I cannot mimic Brett from Sacramento, California.
What's
Brett,
up? Yeah.
I bet you have a third topic you want to talk to me about hearing about my chick story, huh?
You know what? I only heard the end of it because I'm behind on my tune-in. I had to pause it for a second, so I haven't heard all of it yet. But I'm catching up. The thing was the 2 things: getting drunk when you're hosting the concert.
Yeah.
My opinion is I wouldn't do. I'd say limit myself to 1 or 2. I'm real when I'm out in public. I limit my drinks 1 or 2, and that's it, because I have a lot to risk, and I don't want to drink in public or get in trouble or anything. I say have a little bit, but don't get smashed. And then my other topic is on Donald Trump. I'm kind of agreeing with you. And I'm going to say something no one said yet. When Donald Trump, if he makes office, I'm seeing flashbacks of Arnold Schwarzenegger running California.
Yes.
Because no real experience, and only knows money in a certain way. And I'm not. I like what Donald's saying. He's saying what people want to hear finally. But I'm kind of thinking a little bit of it's going to be a little bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger all over again, but different office.
He was terrible, I thought, as a governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He was horrible. He attacked. If you work in public safety as a firefighter, cop, or a nurse, or a teacher, he attacked us and just went after our pensions and did everything wrong and wasted a lot of taxpayer money for bogus agendas.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are enamored with Donald Trump because he says whatever's on his mind. Like he talked about McCain being in a prisoner of war camp, and then he talked about, that the Mexican people that come across the border. But the guy's never suffered a day in his life. That's what gets me. And you're right, he just hasn't had the experience. My guess is, at the end of the day, if I had to predict, and I don't know, for some reason, this is who I like. And again, I don't sit there and study politics like some of these guys. But, and you know what's funny? The guys who do, their ratings are terrible now in radio. Do you want to know who's really going bombing in terms of talk show hosts now, Brett?
Is it Rush?
Rush, and guess who else?
Oh, the guy, nappy-headed hose guy.
Oh yeah. Imus is suffering, even though he's on the station. He's gone down hugely. But a different guy who you think is on top is also suffering. Like his ratings are plummeting.
I don't know who it is.
Sean Hannity.
Oh, okay. I don't follow him.
Right. All these so-called political guys, like both in New York and in LA, their ratings are terrible. Like WOR is a news station that or is a talk station. They signed Rush, they signed Hannity. They've got Len Berman in the morning, who's a sports guy. They're in 21st place in New York. And so they're doing badly. And then the EIB network in LA, which is Rush's network, is also not doing very well. So it's funny because I've been told that my dysfunctional radio show, talk show, could be like the future of talk.
Yeah, bring the Poor show, pump it up.
I mean, even when I get mad, by the way, I'm not going to an all music format. I've decided.
Thank you. I'll let you go. I may get other callers. I'll let you go. I'm going to catch up on the show.
Thanks, Brett. I sure appreciate it.
No problem.
Give your Poor Man site also. What is it?
The Poor Club on Facebook. It's for pretty much everybody to go on there and give feedback to you and Fred Lundgren, the owner. And Di too. It's mainly for feedback and discuss. But it's the Poor Club.
I read it. I don't participate, but I read them all.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
All right. See you, Brett. Okay. So that's Brett from Sacramento. I don't think Trump's going to get elected. I really don't. I think it's going to probably be Jeb Bush. I think Jeb Bush, or I would love to see Chris Christie. I don't know why I like Chris Christie. I think he's honest and he makes mistakes, but I like him. Do I like Hillary? Between Hillary and Joe Biden, I'd probably like Joe Biden better. I mean, he's gone through just insane, horrible stuff with his wife and kid dying in a car wreck, and now his son, Bo, with a brain cancer, and he screws up. I feel more comfortable with him than Hillary, although I think Hillary would be good too. I'm a Republican registered, but of course I didn't vote in the last election. That's not good. Anyway, but I voted Republican and Democrat. I think I voted for G.W. Bush. I voted before that for Clinton, and I voted for Obama in the first one. Then I didn't vote last time because I was too lazy. That's real American, isn't it? Okay, so when we come back, I am going to play an interview for you that I recently did with my neighbor in the same building where I'm at in New York, who will tell you absolutely 100% for sure the cheapest shampoo you can possibly get. And he's used it for 30 years. That's coming up next here on The Poor Show.
Have a question or a comment? Then you can send a tweet to the Poor Man via Twitter. @PoorMan1 is his Twitter account. That's @PoorMan, the number 1. So send your tweets or follow the Poor Man @PoorMan, the number 1 on Twitter. Leather doesn't have to be expensive. Not when it comes from Lucerne Lapidary and Leather in the Lucerne Valley. Who doesn't like leather? Get leather belts, wallets, gun belts, holsters, rifle scabbards, and original design handmade saddles. But that's not all. There's jewelry, custom design, custom cutting, shaping, engraving, polishing, repair, and more. Even classes in jewelry design. Come see it for yourself in the high desert. Lucerne Lapidary and Leather. 32776 Old Woman Spring Road in the Lucerne Valley. Call 760-885-7777. That's 760-885-7777. This may come as a surprise, but Beatlesarama is in its 15th year of keeping the Beatles alive for a new generation. If you spent any time in the 60s, or if you're smart enough to know it was the coolest era for music, you're going to love us. Just go to Beatlesarama.com and the player should start right up. We're also available on TuneIn, iTunes, Windows Media, and more. Once you tune in, you'll be hooked. Plus, you can join our Facebook fan club and follow us on Twitter. Be sure to bookmark it. Beatlesarama.com. If you'd like to talk to the Poor Man, give him a call at 888-909-1050. That's 888-909-1050. More of the Poor Man coming up.
I haven't even looked at the tweets yet today. Maybe I should take a look and see if we got some tweets from people. Yeah, why not? I've been giving this Twitter thing out all day. Hopefully we got some. Discuss Richard Wolff. Who is Richard Wolff? Tweet me again who that is. Somebody else, Damian Cash. I do not consider Trump a serious candidate. He will hang around for 3 to 4 debates to generate self-publicity, will then exit. Professor Richard D. Wolff. I'm getting like 18 tweets on this guy. Donald Trump is still better than Hillary. What else do we have? The new project, Adventures with Poorman. That is my new YouTube channel where you can see me drunk and in action at that concert where I wasn't supposed to be drunk. All right, so what we're going to do now is I have an interview with my neighbor who lives in the same building. He's lived here for, are you ready for this, in the same apartment in New York, which people do, for 40 years. Can you imagine living in the same apartment for 40 years? The reason they do, they have a thing in New York called rent control. This guy is paying $500 a month in rent because he got his place in the 70s, whereas I'm paying almost 6 times as much. And so this guy, his name is Sandy, and the other day, he's kind of a peculiar guy, nice guy, in his 70s. I had to go to the Apple store because my computer was broken. He goes, hey, can I come with you? And I couldn't believe it. I've never done anything with him. I go, yeah, come on with me. And so he walks with me to the Apple store and hangs out while I was trying to get my computer fixed. The next thing you know, I'm interviewing him, and we find out something very interesting about the shampoo he uses. So here he is. Okay, so Sandy, how old?
No. My name is Ivory Snow.
Okay, Mr. Ivory Snow.
You can call me by my first name, Ivory.
This man lives in the building I live in, and he has just told me something that is remarkably crazy. Now, you don't mind me, nobody knows you who's listening to this show, but you're how old?
29.
He said his early 70s. Anyway, the guy has a full head of hair, of gray hair. Like, I mean, I'm so jealous. And he's telling me what type of shampoo he uses, and I don't even believe this, but explain to the audience your secret to this good hair.
It has nothing to do with my hair. I use dishwashing liquid to wash everything. My head, my body, my dishes. You remember, what's his name? In Seinfeld, what was that guy's name? Kramer. Remember, there was one episode where he was washing his dishes and his food in the shower. He was taking the shower at the same time.
And that's you, basically.
I'm Kramer. Yeah, Ivory Snow Kramer.
Is Ivory Snow the dishwashing liquid you wash with?
No.
What is it?
Ivory Snow is just, I use Ajax or something like that.
Are you serious? Liquid Ajax or the powder?
The liquid.
Have you ever used the powder?
Come on, give me a break.
But still, so you wash your hair with liquid Ajax?
Yes.
And your body and your dishes and everything. Why do you do that? Why not use regular shampoo?
Why have a big inventory? This way you got one bottle of dishwashing liquid and it goes every place.
But have people questioned this with you before me?
Of course. They went ballistic when they heard this. What are you, crazy? You know when I called up Ajax and I says, can you use this to wash with? And they said, we didn't test it for that, and therefore we don't recommend it. But they didn't say that there was something intrinsically wrong with doing that.
How many years have you used Ajax?
20 years.
And
as a matter of fact, I use the cheapest dishwashing liquid. So when I go to Walmart, if they have something cheaper than Ajax, I buy it. Whatever the cheapest is what I use.
How much is dishwashing liquid?
I don't know, 88 cents for 12 ounces or whatever it is. I don't know.
Is that the reason you don't use shampoo, just because it's cheaper?
No, it's simpler. Think about it. Who wants it? They got 15 million different shampoos. This way, you buy dishwashing liquid and you're finished. Who worries about it?
You are absolutely nuts. Have you ever asked?
Anytime you're jealous of my hair.
Right, I'm jealous of your hair, and I have virtually none. I have a comb over. But have you ever asked a doctor about it, though?
I asked the better than the doctor. I called up the company.
And that's when they told you that they haven't tested it for that.
Right. But they didn't say there was anything intrinsically wrong with it either.
Sandy, you are insane.
Don't use that name. That's a bad name. My name is Ivory.
Okay.
Ivory Snow.
Okay, are you a stripper on the side?
I'm pure as the driven snow.
Right, yeah, you absolutely not.
That's funny.
The guy's a plumber for a living, and he lives in, like I said, a $500 a month apartment. Because he's on rent control, it will never change as long as and these people, they don't improve the apartment. So you go in there. I know another person, Jonathan, has been living in his since 1964. So that's like 50 years in the same apartment. And there's nothing, and he shares, it's absolutely like a cesspool inside. And he shares a single bed with his son, James, who's in his late 20s and 6'5". They share a single bed in that apartment. That's Jonathan, and Sandy is a plumber, and I'll see him at like 3 a.m. And anyway, there you go. All right, before we go, we've got a call from Dave Learman. Dave, are you there?
Yes, I am, and I happen to agree with you. You can be number one again. And you know what? Look, Fred brought Art Bell back, which is great. You're back in Southern California, which is great. Besides you being a little drunk, the Berlin concert was great. All right. You got an FM station, thanks to Mark Westwood. Great. I like Chris Christie, but I think you like him because he reminds you of Chris Farley. Okay? These are all positive, right? Right?
I just think he's kind of flawed and not perfect.
Yeah, but you're kind of flawed.
Right, yeah,
So-
it sort of reminds me of me, right, kind of.
Okay. So, I mean, these are all good things. You got Di, who is great. On Friday, you've got Trevor following you, which is great.
And he's drunk all the
You got
time.
Pat Matthews at the station. Great. You got competition. You know, everybody defected. Competition is good, right?
Yep.
Perfect storm. Jim, I honestly think that this could be the second coming of the poor man. From Dave Lehrman's mouth to your ears.
That
Up to you,
is,
buddy.
you know what? For you to say that to me is an amazing compliment because you're like
it's the truth.
You're the toughest critic for sure.
I mean it. I really mean
Hey,
it. I think,
you're the gossip man. Is there any juicy gossip that you know of that nobody
well,
has heard
the
of?
Affleck nanny scandal is so hot, it's crazy. And I think the message should be, I mean, at least Arnold's nanny was, or Arnold's maid was ugly. Ben Affleck's nanny is hot, so never, ever, ever hire a hot maid or nanny. Angelina and Brad are really on the rocks right now.
Why?
Let's see.
Why are Angelina and Brad on the rocks?
Because he's cheating. Yeah, Brad's been cheating a lot. What else do you want to ask me about a celebrity? Pick a celebrity. We used to do that.
Okay, so in other words, Ben Affleck drop kicked Jennifer Garner out the door.
Oh,
Because
they're over. It's over. Yeah, he's
Right.
been banging the nanny like for a long time, but that's why him and J-Lo fell apart.
Oh,
Because
because
I mean,
he was
he's
cheating.
an habitual cheater. But
hey,
you know,
we're almost-
we
we're
knew
almost-
this because
we're-
you know he's a compulsive gambler too.
Right.
You know, he got
We're
bars
almost
from
out
the
of
Hard
time.
Rock.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you
Go,
real quick
go.
because we're almost out of time. Today it's trending. Will and Jada are getting a divorce.
Oh, they're
Is Will-
going. They're split. Yeah. They're divorced.
how long have they
over.
been cheating on each other? I said probably 5
No,
years.
actually, that was more about Scientology.
Huh?
That was because Will wouldn't commit to Scientology. That wasn't about cheating.
Oh, really? So they were loyal to each other.
What's that?
They were loyal to each other, huh?
I don't know. Will cheated, but the divorce was more about Jada's commitment to Scientology and the kids. and the kids wouldn't convert to Scientology.
Okay, hey, thanks, Dave. Okay, that's
no
it for
problem.
today's-
Love you, Jim. Now keep it up and no reruns. No reruns.
All right.
Peace out.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of buysellmakeoffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
It was another